we all know that Kubernetes, as powerful as it is, also very complicated. That's why we are having this discussion, and it's hard to manage. How far does Lens Prism go to reduce that operational friction without kind of hiding too much, without becoming too opinionated, without taking too much control and flexibility that they would want from Kubernetes?
So guardrails have always been really important to us at Lens. That starts with kind of our principles of following RBAC, these role-based access controls, and giving only users only permission to see or inside of Lens what they already have permission in outside of that. So through their initially that's kubeconfig files and the tokens required to have access to that. So in the same way, Lens only sees, or Lens Prism only sees what you as an individual developer have access to. While it could be more powerful in the future, we've actually limited capabilities to only give access from a read perspective. So it's understanding its information. It's not running wild and running rampant. It sees what's happening with your clusters and then just gives the developer insight. So again, giving more control back to the developer to go and fix anything that's wrong. And so while it might surface a command for you, it's not going to run that command for you. You would have to go and it's as simple as clicking copy or clicking a copy button and then going and pasting that into a terminal session. But it's again at the user's desire and control, right?
How do you see it evolve beyond what you have started? Because when we look at cloud, when you look at Kubernetes, we talk about cost optimization, we talk about policy information. Of course, geopolitical things are changing, so we have to focus. Also, there are a lot of heavily regulated industries. Then you're talking observability, you're looking at problem happen, some kind of predictive diagnostics. So how do you see Lens Prism evolve beyond what you have started just right now?
So what's interesting about kind of the what we see in the future is that is we can already do some of this today, but because of kind of our understanding, I mean, even our internal cloud developers that have been using Lens Prism for some time, we said, okay, there's a resistance to, like you said, letting AI run wild, and so we put in very specific guardrails on the front end, but we've in kind of some demo environments removed some of the guardrails of, okay, you can go and run the command. So not just running a command for read access, but to go and actually change things on the cluster, implement code yourself. So what that looks like and how, what the adoption of that looks like, obviously, if I'm in the driver's seat, I want to be in the driver's seat. I don't want someone going and doing the work for me. We like control, right? And so we're trying to fight those two ends of, hey, this could make your life a little bit easier, but at the same time, there's some risk involved. And so right now, our stance is, we're just going to surface the information, and you can take and do with that what you want. You can review the commands before they're run. But in the future, that might look as something like, hey, set up a daily report and just tell me what's going on with my clusters, and also go ahead and fix those things that are wrong with them. So it could get pretty exciting, I think, pretty fast. But again, we've got to balance that with, company policies, individual users, resistance to kind of, again, letting AI run wild. And so with everything that we do, we started with kind of this control plane of, hey, this is the box that AI can live in inside of my environment. And that can be on an individual developer standpoint of, we can just not have it, do any writing commands and only read, or we can set that as open it up a little bit more. So, but that would be up to the user, right?